David at This Wright House Journey. Just wanted to give everybody an update. This is the tin we're going to be cutting and putting around the front porch. And if you notice, we got some pine straw, we got a bunch of concrete blocks, we got some mulch up here at the front. And what we're going to be doing there is we're going to be converting this area and around the tree and back to the porch as the new area, and we'll be enclosing that with tin also. These are the 5 other sheets of tin we're going to use up front over here. This tin here and here we're going to be moving back around to the backyard for the projects on the smoke shack. And then as we go around here, just so we're keeping everything updated, that I took out of the shed, and that's going to be moved to the metal shed out back. And then on around here, we're getting ready to put in the next section of the fencing around the garden. And we're going to take those wooden raised beds back there in the back, stack them together, and actually move them to where they'll be inside the garden area. You can see over here with the pampas grass, we're slowly starting to take that out. That's going to be moved to the fence line in the backwoods on purpose. And that's where the greenhouse is going to go. And as y'all saw in a previous video, this is where we're updating the old rabbit barn to the no shit shack. And that's going to be that. Once we're done, it's going to be, like you see in the front, it's going to be down both sides, and the back is going to be totally enclosed. It's going to have a stone or rock floor put in it, and then I'll have the fireplace built in there and other cooking stuff. And then this front bed right here, I'm getting ready to fill it back up with dirt. As you can see, it dropped about 10 inches or so from when we had it filled at the beginning of the year. And this entire bed here is going to be full of 3 different types of soft neck garlic. And these are all volunteers you see in the garden. All them zinnias, all these tomatoes, and I've actually pulled a bunch of the tomatoes out to thin it out a little bit because it is getting cooler, so everything's changing on us. And of course there's the girls, Noogie, Gertrude, and Bernice, and they out there doing that chicken thing. They're looking for me to bring them some grass, is what they're looking for. We got the little dinner bell hung up there. Alright, I'll let y'all go for now. I got a lot of tin to move because we're piling it all up right here at our wood piles. Okay, one of the other projects is my electrolysis tank for cleaning up cast iron pans. It is only a 21-gallon tank, which is a little small for the length of some of the pans I recently acquired. So I'm going to have to make me a larger one. I'm going back here behind the woodshed, and I've got a drum over here. I'm going to get one of these drums, and that's going to be the next project that I'm going to work on tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and get it dug out of here now so we can have that ready to go and get cut and get the stuff in it, the bars, and set up the copper and the hookups for the battery charger. And we'll go over that when I start doing it. Thank you for watching. Okay, we got that dug out from the shed, and tomorrow we'll get it up here on the bench. We'll cut out the top, wrench it out, and then I'll get the solution and the bars all in it, and we'll get that recorded tomorrow for everyone to be able to see. And let's go over here real quick to back to the garden area. These are some new, never planted these before in my life. They look like little miniature watermelons if you really look at them in there. It's called Sweetness 132. It's an heirloom seed we purchased from Baker Seeds. It's a melon, and when they turn orange they'll be ripe. So we're going to give these a try to see how they really taste. They say it's kind of a cross between like a pear and a cantaloupe, or a pear and a muskmelon, or something like that. So we'll have to give those a try and see. And as you can see, these beautifuls, and I have 7 trays of these flowers dehydrating, and the gourds have been taken off over there, if you can see them. Got some big ones. Supposed to be 3 different types of gourds in there, but I think the large gourds took over everything and choked out the spinner gourds and stuff. Instead, all the birdhouse gourds took over. Hey everybody, welcome back to this Wright house journey. And we're back today, and we're going to be making our bigger electrolysis tank. And we're going to cut this top off, and I'm going to put in these 4 steel rods, zip tie them up, connect the 4 rods, and then we have the bar that goes across, and you hang the material on it and drop it down in there for it to do its thing and clean up the cast iron. Now the cutting is very loud, but I will be using the oscillating tool, and we'll just be going around here cutting. So I'll come back here shortly after I get the cutting done so y'all can see it. Hey everybody, we got the top cut off of the 55-gallon drum. I love the measurements there. Takes you right up and shows you 55 gallons. Now we're going to be cutting the pieces of, we're going to be drilling the holes and getting the steel put in there. There's the lid we cut off. And I'll show you the next part when we get there. Appreciate y'all watching. Alright, we get this first hole in here and start from there. And we simply put our pieces of rebar, put it in there, and I get my zip tie, put it through the other hole. And it is secured. I'm going to do that the rest of the way around. And then we'll get it moved to its new home and get it filled up with the fluid. Thank you. Alright, here's everything put together. All the connections at the top. And a hanger with adjustable length to put in there. And all that's left is taking your old battery charger that don't automatically shut itself off, and you hook up your positive and your ground, and the electrolysis takes all the rust and everything off your cast iron, so it helps you clean it out. I hope this helps everyone. Alright, I'll be right back when I get it in its new home. Alright, here's the new tank set up, filled with the borax and water. There's the old little tank, and when I eventually get a project in there, I will get that recorded for everybody. And just so y'all can see it here, this next section of fence for the garden that I mentioned earlier is going to come back from what I measured, and I'll remeasure and everything before we start drilling the hole in. It's going to come back to right about here, and that gives us a pretty good space in here to put those two raised beds over there on top of each other and here in the center. And then we're either going to build cold frames on each side, or we're going to get two more of the metal fire pits and put them on each side to expand the garden even further. Then of course next year we're going to get our garden more planned out, so we actually have crops that we can preserve, which we wasn't able to do. The only big thing we saved so far this year is I had tons of onion, sweet Texas onion, which is a very tasteful onion, at least to me. I love them. If they come out next year, I will be getting a lot more than 50. I'll probably get 100, 150, fill an entire bed with them. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you're enjoying these videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make comments and let us know what else you'd like to see around the homestead. Hey everybody, we in the smoke shack right now, and I got two things I want to put in the jar and vacuum seal so they don't get all powdered and clogged up being out here in the outside in the smoke shack. I bought a thing of kosher salt and some baking soda that I need to put in the jars, and I have my portable vacuum sealer. I can do largemouth, or I can do regular mouth jars. These are both regular mouth jars, so we're going to get them all. Vacuum sealed, help them preserve them to last longer. This is kosher salt. Trash can back there, and these jars have already been washed and sanitized. Put that on there, and we just hit the button and let it do its thing. It'll stop when it's done. It's at 10% now. Baking soda in here. Never know what I'll be cooking out here, what I'll need. It's only been out here for a couple of days and it's already starting to clump all up. All the baking soda in there. Now I could put a piece of cloth over the top of that. And that's at 82%, and getting better. And that'll just keep any moisture or oxygen from getting in there. And then I pop it and use it, and then I just use the mason jar vacuum sealer to reseal it. Okay, that one is sealed. It wasn't shutting itself off though. Sometimes these little fellows are stubborn. Basically, it's wash, rinse, and repeat. I hope y'all enjoyed the knowledge. Okay, we let this vacuum sealer do its thing till it was done. And then we got to check, make sure the jars are sealed before we put the other lids back on. Everything's sealed. I'm going to label these and date them at the top, and then that'll be finished. It's not real difficult. Again, thank everyone for watching.